Hey, it's Tony again. I'm in the shop today with a little Dodge Dart that looks like somebody painted with implement paint, so I call it Caterpillar. But anyhow, we're going to talk about sway bars today. I've got some plans for this car, and I wanted to put sway bars on it because some of the stuff I want to do with it. But I looked on YouTube, and probably like you probably do before you do something. Maybe you look on YouTube like I do. But I saw people putting sway bars on these cars, and the kits that they used, some of them, and there wasn't a great many videos, they just didn't look like they fit good. It was like you'd have like a piece that was just hanging out in the air, and I don't know. So I researched a little bit. I might have got lucky or whatever, but the two on the car, everything bolts up, everything's snug, everything's tight. The car likes it. Like I say, it's a low option car, and every modification I've thrown at it so far, the car takes, and it improves it with everything I do to it. But the bar in the back is I don't know if I talk about it in the video, but I think it's a 3/4 inch, maybe it's a 7/8. I can't really remember, but it was kind of the video. I've watched part of it. In the back, you had to drill 2 holes in each frame rail back there. And they give you like a template, to line up to drill your holes, and then you got like a U-bolt that you stick in there, and you work it around, and you get it down through the 2 holes, and then you can't really tell in the pictures, but that's what it is. You just drill 2 holes back there in the back, and it just plops down in there, and then you run the end link up into it. You tighten it up first, I think's what I did, and then tighten the U-bolts. But anyhow, you'll see it in the video, but the picture just wasn't really good. But this car is like I say, it's low option. It's a junkyard survivor. I've been thrown on the scrap heap. Probably some of y'all have too. The car made it through. I made it through. You're gonna make it through. We're all gonna be fine. Look at me. I'm even wearing a GE shirt today. I mean, it's been that kind of day. I hope you enjoyed the video. All right, the rear sway bar. I think this one is a Atco bar. It's got grease on it right there. It came from, I believe I bought it at Jegs. I don't know, I find it hard to believe. I usually don't buy anything from Jegs, but I think that's where this one came from. If you do the front and the back, by far this one was the biggest pain to do, simply because this part here is not a problem. It just goes on there. You can kind of see how it's a U-shaped thing that just spreads with the axle and it bolts down. But up here in the front, if we can get around to it, the end links, it gives you like a U-bolt and a template, and you're having to drill 2 holes and then run that U-bolt through it. It was just a little pain, but I mean, overall, it wasn't really that bad. It fits on the rear end good. I mean, it's up there pretty tight. These U-bolts might be a little bit long. I could cut them off some, and maybe cut this length a little bit. Maybe, I don't know. But yeah, it makes a good. Like to drop you. It made a pretty good difference. It really helped it with the body sway. You have to remember, this is a very, very low option car. I think the only option it had was a radio. And so anything like this I've given to it, it's really taken it. But this one, I think from Jegs, it was like $165. And the front one I got it's a PST, Performance Suspension Technology, and it was $232 from Canner. And I would rather do business with Canner because they get the stuff sent to you in like a day or two. And Jegs, sometimes I don't know, maybe it's just me, but sometimes when I order stuff, the packaging's kind of suspect, and I'm not throwing down on them or nothing. I just don't have very good luck with them. Forget you saw this. This is just the Justin Walker in me coming out. Kind of awkward under here, but here's the front sway bar. It's a solid bar, 1 1/8, and it's made by PST, which I guess is Performance Suspension Technologies. I think the same place I bought the torsion bars from. But yeah, it was it wasn't too bad to put in. The only problem I really ran into is when I had it on the ramps here, and I went to thread the bar through the K-member, which it goes through the K-member. It wouldn't go. I ended up having to jack it back up, pull that wheel and tire off, and when you could swing, then it went right in when I did that. But yeah, it's a pretty good piece. You don't have to really drill any holes. A lot of them I see online where this bushing is, it have one hole, and then the bushing would just hang out with a shim like this, but it wasn't bolted into anything. And to me, I just didn't think that would hold up. This one right here bolts into the existing holes in the K-member, and then these shims, I'm not crazy about them, but what they are is they give you 3 shims for each side up. You can use one or none. It's just whatever you're going to need to get clearance for the bar not to hit on the K-member. But yeah, I didn't drill any holes in this thing. The only holes I drilled was back here where the end link goes in. Right there. You can see I had to drill a 3/8 hole to attach the tab, because my lower control arms didn't have sway bar tabs. Some of them do, most of them don't. So yeah, I did have to drill that hole, but they give you all the hardware you need. And I think the only thing extra I went out and bought was I bought some bigger washers. They give you lock washers and all, but I like to put a washer in, just anal, I guess, I don't know. But yeah, it's a pretty good piece. And what I'm going to do is, this front end is so filthy because I haven't rebuilt it yet, maybe next week. But these shims, I'm not crazy about how they look. So when I rebuild the front end, I'll probably take it down and I'll either line them up straight and weld them together, or I'll just replace them with a piece of box tubing or something. I don't know. I don't know exactly what I'm going to do, but I'm going to clean this up a little bit. But yeah, this front end is just coated. It's a 74 model vehicle, so it's probably got 51 years of grime and grease on it, the back did. And I'll just clean up the front like I did the back. You just scrape it, pressure wash it, clean it, and then I'll order another quarter rust bullet and just paint it all up. But yeah, I mean, this wasn't any problem at all. The only issue you run into is this plastic piece right here. It's just got 2 7/16 bolts holding it. You can't get your hands up in there good with this, so you just pull that down and then you can get access to everything you need to do. But yeah, it was pretty easy to do. And I've driven the car a few times with it on there, and it seemed it helps it. It does make a difference. So maybe this is the right one for you. I don't know. Maybe.
Tony, I don't know why you keep working on that Nova. You should come out to the golf course and carry my clubs for me when I play golf.
What? Who are you? What are you doing here? Are you gonna follow me around the whole day?
Oh, I'm talking to Tony.
I'm not. Well, where's Tony?
I don't. He's working on a Nova.
Well, maybe Nova. Are you talking to him on the phone?
No. I'll leave.